Hello everyone, welcome back and thank you for watching. If you're new here, my name is Maria. I do DIYs, hauls, reviews and more. So if you love to craft and do budget friendly home decor, you should definitely subscribe and hit the bell button to get notified every time I upload. In today's video, I will be participating in the Look for Less challenge hosted by Yami, the Latina next door. And for this month's co-host is Lionep, DIY Beauty on Purpose. For both of my DIYs, both of these were inspired by Kirklands. I absolutely love how both of these turned out. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and now let's craft. For my first DIY, I will be recreating this Kirkland's dark wood diamond arc with black frame, which is $84.99, and mine cost me under $1 to make. I will be using half of this foam board. I know Dollar Tree carries these for $1 or even Walmart, which are 78 cents or around there, but they are cheaper than Dollar Tree. I am going to use this. As you can see, it's all messed up with paint and glue everywhere because this is what I use on top of my table when I film. So instead of throwing it in the trash, I decided to use this for this DIY. So I'm going to use only half of this. So I did measure it to 14 inches and a half and then cut it in half using a box cutter. If you have an X-Acto knife, it's going to be way better. The lines are going to come out way straight and you won't have these like fuzzy things like I did. To make the frame, I'm going to use this ruler to make it as thick as this. I am also only doing it up to where the ruler goes because after that is where I'm going to make the arc. As you can see here, I drew some lines to help me do the arc, and I'm also using this piece of paper, and with this piece of paper I'm going to draw the arc, so like that I can cut it and then just flip it and trace it on the other side. Like that it's going to be nice and straight, or at least even. To make the diamonds in the middle, I will be using this Dollar Tree box. I started by making one first and then making another one inside. I felt like this was a perfect size for this frame. Depending how big you're making your frame is how big you want your diamonds to be. Once I had the first one down, then I started doing the rest, and I just follow along the lines. Once I was finished, I did go over him and just make him a little thicker. All I did was follow along the lines. And this is how it looks once I fixed it. Once I am done doing all my squares, I will be cutting them off using my box cutter. But if you have an X-Acto knife, like I said, it will be so much easier and better. To make the black frame, I will be using the other half of the board. And I use this piece of the Dollar Tree wooden ruler to trace it all around the board. I then went ahead and cut it with the box cutter. I will be painting the frame using the black acrylic paint. To paint the other part of the frame, I will be using the Waverly Antique Wax. Once everything was dry, I glued the black frame to the other frame using hot glue. The size of my frame is 14.5 by 20 inches. It is smaller than the one at Kirklands, but it was still way cheap. And this is how this looks. I absolutely love how this turned out. You can't even tell it is made out of a foam board. Plus, you can add a greenery and it will look so pretty. My second inspiration is this galvanized metal plaque with greenery wreath. This is $59.99 at Kirklands and mine cost me less than $3 to make. This was also inspired by She's So Crafty. From Dollar Tree, I will be using this wired jute cord. It did cost me $1, but I used a little bit of it. And for the greenery, I will be using this Boxwood Greenery that is 97 cents at Walmart. For the metal plaque, I will be using this zinc mat. I'm going to start by making the wreath first, and I'm going to just cut the wreath and make a circle. I'm sorry, not the wreath. The cord and make a circle and then just tie it around. Next, I'm going to just take all the stems off this greenery and then start gluing them around the wire. To make it fuller, I will be adding a second layer and I'm going to glue it inside. The next thing I will be doing is spray painting the mat with this silver spray paint. To make this more galvanized, I will be going over it with the Waverly chalk paint and Steele. Once that is dry, I'm going to use the Waverly chalk paint and elephant, then the silver lining, and I'm going to repeat this process until I like how this looks. To make the frame, I will be using the leftover piece that I used in my first DIY. When I did the black frame, I had this piece left over, so I decided to use this. By the way, this is foam board. I did make a square. I made it big enough where the sink mat is going to fit, and then I'm going to just use this ruler, or it's actually a paint stick. Going to make this paint stick to make the border, which is going to be as thick as this paint stick. Once I am done doing that, I'm going to cut it using the box cutter. Next, I'm going to bend the frame and play around with it. To be honest, I thought this was going to make it look more like wood, give it more details, more lines and stuff, but it kind of didn't. You can't really, I mean, you can see it, but it kind of doesn't look like wood. So you can skip this step, but I still love how it turned out. Don't get me wrong, but this is a step that is not necessary. So the next thing I did was paint it using the antique wax. Once this was dried, I glued the frame to the mat using the hot glue. And the last thing I did was add the greenery wreath. By the way, I didn't glue this, I just used a piece of jute string to tie it. The size of this decor is 14 by 12 inches. And that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoy this video. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and see you next time. Bye.